In any case, she was very helpful, but I think she has a history with our friend Delvin here.
Gwenail.
Gwinnett.
Oh,
He
Delvin
he
Mage.
he looks at Gwinnell and he looks at her, then he looks at Gwinnell and says, "Isn't she a little too old for him?"
Time travel.
Well, now that you mention it, in any case, perhaps this is a conversation for another time.
Well,
Uh,
whatever history they have, it probably wasn't much. He said.
I wouldn't know. Well, anyway,
Well,
I'm
technically, go
looking
by the
over my
fact
shoulder. And I'm looking
expression.
over my shoulder and see if Jody heard any of that.
No, Jody's still like her attention is more with Gwinnell and Nathan right now.
Well,
Let us all Legion mages converse amongst each other and play the catch up.
Delwyn just kind of slides in there, like just, hello,
Slides towards who? Which?
Nathan,
The
probably.
mage party.
Oh,
Having a
towards the
mage
type.
party over there.
Ah, okay.
He saw Jody, he was like, hello.
Hello there, dear. Jody says, and she shakes her hand.
Oh, this is awkward.
my name
three
is-
of my love interests are in one place.
She says, "My name is Jody, and this is Nathan, my partner."
Well, it's very nice to meet you both.
Partner in a platonic way, I'm hoping.
Oh, Jody
Oh,
says. Jody says. Would that matter to you? She says.
Well, I don't want to be stepping on anybody's toes.
Oh, I'm standing right here.
She says. Nathan. She says Nathan is a sweetheart, but he doesn't. I apparently don't swing in his direction. She says.
do I hear any of this?
Well then,
Why
it's a
am I
pleasure
like-
to meet you too.
As in, she's implying that she's straight and he's gay. That's what she's implying by that.
Yeah. Do I hear this conversation? Do I hear what Delwyn is saying? Or am I just like,
Yeah, I would think so. Unless
hey, Delwyn, how about you show some respect? I can't believe this guy.
I gave the lady a handshake. What's not respectful?
How about your
Captain
language?
Jack Harkness approach. Hello, my name's Captain Jack Harkness. Anyways,
So good to see another elf. Finally.
I'm just gonna stay on this one.
Nathan,
moving on to Nathan.
Nathan,
Just split with the whole circle. I want you to do that.
Yeah.
Nathan says, "It is good." He says, "You don't see very many of us around, unfortunately."
Hmm?
Yeah, seems that way.
I suppose I do not count. Anyways.
Nathan says, "All right, the only way that we can get out of the fade is to find the demon that trapped here in the first place. Once we destroy him, that should break us out of the trance."
Point me in the right direction.
Well, there are 8 of us, and 1 of him. I think we have some pretty good odds, actually.
Nathan starts to go into a little bit of a trance, and he says, "I sense, yes, he's right here," he says. And at that point, a flash of dark light.
Should I have rolled anything, or is it pointless anyways? I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Should I have rolled anything, or is it pointless, or something?
The best you could do is match his sense. So, at best, you would have found out as soon as he did that the demon is right upon you.
Might as well see, just because I got this massive spirit score.
That's fine.
So
Go ahead.
17.
Okay,
So-
yeah, you would have noticed just right when he appeared. The demon
It's a trap.
appears before you, and he looks like not a desire demon. Actually, yeah, it would probably look sort of like a desire demon. And she basically says to you, "So, why would you ever wish to leave your fantasy worlds? I was just trying to get you what you wanted, give you what you wanted."
Enough chatter. I challenged you once before, you didn't take me up on it. How about we deal with this now?
Very well, she says, and it looks like she's about to attack, but then she screeches in pain suddenly. Ah! Blood-curdling screech. Her torso splits open,
Ugh.
and then her entire body bursts and blows up as pieces of her goes flying in every direction. And at that point, Plim turns to Maximilian and says, "Wow, Max, you're good."
I'm good, but I'm not that good. That wasn't me.
In as the Nathan is looking around, trying to sense the immediate surroundings, and he says, "Morrigan?" At that point, a ghostly image appears where the demon was, and you see this dark-featured woman appear before you. She's not physically there with you. She's in a ethereal form of some sort, and she puts away her staff as soon as she appears, and says, "Sorry," she says. "I thought we'd just skip all that and just cut to the chase."
My gratitude.
You must be the one named Morgan, right?
"Indeed, she is," she says. "'Tis good to see all of you alive and well."
I have so many questions.
"I will answer whatever you will need to know in order to complete your mission."
Oh. Well, I guess...
"Nothing more, nothing less. That is all I can promise."
Why so cryptic?
She says, "My reasonings are my own. The fact that I am actually reaching out to help you should be good enough. But
Sorry.
but what I can say," I'm sorry, Dylan. She says, "What I can say, though, is that we both do desire the same thing, to fix the timeline back to what it should." Sorry, Delwyn, go ahead.
It's exactly that. I mean, it's all timeline nonsense, and the more we know, the more could mess up.
Yes, we know things changed. But... I'm guessing you're not gonna tell us why?
"I can tell you why," she says.
Alas.
Answers.
She says, "Before all of this mess happened, the Blight actually ended a year ago by an individual known as the Warden. He was a Grey Warden. Through him, he was able to rally all of Ferelden against the Blight before it got worse, before the Blight spread out into the other nations. Through him, he was able to take down the Archdemon. I was one of his companions."
But that didn't happen?
"No," she says. "That didn't happen now. Someone meddled with time and changed everything, she says. The person that was destined to become the warden, she turns towards Maximilian, was Caleb Kuzlin. You heard what happened to him? She said.
You mean the boy, Kale Kuzlin?
'Tis him.
Wow. But, yes. My friend Plim here said I killed him, but I could not do such a thing. Why did that happen?
She says somebody had sent people back into time in order to strategically get rid of the key players who were involved in taking out the Archdemon and the Blight.
How they used us!
Kale Kuzland was one, Alistair Theron was another. They tried to go after me. Fortunately, because of where I am, anything that happened to me in the material world would not have affected myself here, in my realm. I did not know this, unfortunately, until it was too late. I knew that something strange happened while I was here. Kale himself, she pauses for a moment, was with me at the time. He decided to go back to find out and fix whatever it is had happened in Thedas. But as soon as he left and returned back to where you were, he disappeared out of existence.
Of course I killed him.
Meanwhile, I cannot do anything from where I am except to guide you, because I too am trapped here, for fear that if I were to go back, I too would disappear from existence.
I see.
Now you understand my motivations of putting things back the way they were. I will not pretend that I do have something to gain from restoring the timeline.
Well, we have all to gain by restoring the timeline. I mean, the Blight defeated. That's worth everything.
Yes.
I did some investigating, and again, I can only know so much from where I am at. But I was able to determine the person who was responsible for creating the time travel ritual in the first place. It was a mage. His name was Hector. She turns towards Gwenael. Your father, I believe.
My father? Who's my father?
His name is Hector. He is...
No, is my future just like, no. Hector is my mentor, not my father. Oh God.
Very well. Whatever you wish to believe.
It's just kind of like...
He was, whatever you wish to believe him to be, it was he who ended up developing the spell to send people back through time.
You're not telling... Wait. Okay. Hector is my father, okay. Moving on from that.
Wait a minute.
He's not the one that caused this. He just developed a ritual, right?
I have no idea how involved he is with this. I do not know if he was behind all of this. I don't know if he was a tool. I don't know if he was in cahoots. All I know is that he was the one who created the spell. It was written in Dalish, was it not? She says.
Yes. Ancient Dalish. Which I guess a keeper would know. But when I knew him, he wasn't a keeper.
He was a very intelligent man. I suppose he figured that something like this needed to be written. This needed to be written down in an extremely difficult way to decipher, such that if it fell in the wrong hands, it would not be easily accessible. At least that is my assumption.
And even more, I'm starting to wish I would have paid attention to him when he tried to teach me Elvish and Dalish.
She turns to Maximilian, and actually, she turns to Maximilian and says, "And according to your memories, you had a run-in with him as well."
Yes. Him and his, I don't know, wife? Companion?
I wouldn't call her his wife. But then maybe Gwenaël would have more insight on that. Or maybe he would have more insight on that, she says as she turns towards Gwenaël.
My mother.
I thought they looked familiar. They look like you, Darwin. Gwenaël. Plot twist.
I was like, plot twist!
What? Drop the bomb on that one.
Plot twist?
What's a twist? Anyways,
Yes, he was the one who saved me after my mother passed away and sent me on my way, so to speak.
Hector, my father, and my mother saved. I need
This
to
is
sit down.
quite a coincidence.
Some say there are no such thing as coincidence, and the plans of the Maker. I'm not sure how much stock I put into that, but I don't think I believe in coincidence either.
Apparently I was important to him, and so were you. Maybe that's why he sent us here, but why would he send us anywhere?
Is Hector, my father, still alive?
I don't know.
Morgan says, "I'm not sure." I don't think, however, that whoever sent those assassins back through time necessarily intended for you to arrive here in the process.
No, of course not, because we can make this right still. There's still time.
Morrigan says, "With what little was I able to determine from the ritual itself?" She pauses for a moment. "Do you understand your rudimentary laws of physics? Whereas, if you were to, I'm trying to explain this. If you were to take a glass of water, full of water, you drop a ball into it, some of the water comes out of the glass, right? Right? The matter has to go somewhere. Matter has to go somewhere. So if somebody goes back in time, all of a sudden you're introducing matter that wasn't there before. So when people go back in time, whatever matter goes in, something needs to come out in order to balance things. And so what ended up happening is you guys got displaced and ended up moving into the future. During that split moment where there's like a tunnel between the two timelines, you guys got jumped into the future while whoever was traveling in the past traveled in the past. You guys had to go somewhere. So Morrigan explains this to you in a way that I can't do in character. And basically says that she thinks that's a side effect of the spell, that it wasn't intended for that to happen. If somebody goes back in the past, then somebody else has to go into the future.
So was it all random? I mean, the four of us?
I think they were meant to take your place, or at least take your specific positions. Your position in... She turns to you. Your position in Denerim was strategic because that was where Kaelin was, as well as Kael. Sorry, I kept calling Kaelin. Where Kael was, as well as Alistair. I'm sorry, as well as... No, just Kale. She turned to Delwyn and says, your location was prominent because you were close to where Alistair was. The locations of the other two, strategically, your guess is as good as mine. But I think their intention was to take down, at minimum, the two Grey Wardens, Alistair and Kale. Possibly myself, too, and the others.
I hate being used. Well, if we go back, they will... What will happen to them?
That is a very good question, she
I'm
says.
guessing they will be sent back.
If we go back by legitimate means, there's no telling who would come back in our place.
Yeah.
And another thing is
But
is that if we use that spell, what's to stop them from just using it again the minute we come back?
And things not working out so well.
Well, perhaps once you're back, you just need to make sure that that spell never gets created.
Smart.
But
Well,
that leads to a very complicated question that is just beginning to think about is making my head hurt. Paradox.
Yeah. Don't think about it too hard, out of character.
Yeah.
So, first things first, we need to get out of this fade. Can you help us?
She says, indeed, you need to find the red lyrium. I believe it is actually in the basement. However, there are numerous demons that are still crawling the halls. I recommend that you make your way and seek out their leader. Destroy him, and all of the demons will go with him.
Like a chain reaction.
Old Dread, I believe, is what he is known as in your realm.
Very well, and I guess it's a simple thing to... Are we in the fade still?
You're in the Fade, technically. She's about...
Yep.
But Morgan is offering to offering to help you out of the Fade, but
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
you need to... She's saying that you should probably kill Old Dread instead of trying to fight demon after demon after demon. As much as I would love to spend the next 5 sessions of you going down fighting demons for the next 5 sessions, I think that would probably be the easiest way.
Okay.
Is there a way that you... So, quick question. Has our full physical bodies into the fate, or just our spirits at this point, or...
Your
whatever,
spirits
minds?
are in the Fade right now. This isn't your physical body.
Our unconscious bodies are still in the harrowing room.
Right. That's why you saw
Right.
Nathan. That's why you saw Nathan in a trance, because he was trapped in
Right.
the Fade.
Well, I want to go back right now, because this place is getting real old really fast.
That's all well and good. I have one question.
She says, "Go right ahead."
Okay. If we went from one timeline to this timeline, where's the us from this timeline?
She says, "That's a very good question as well. I don't think you exist in this timeline. I'm guessing perhaps you died with the blight, like most of the other people in this new timeline. That would be my
Yes.
guess, at least."
I mean, I guess it makes sense if we were pulled out of that timeline, there'd be no reason for us to continue developing in that timeline, since we wouldn't exist beyond that point until when we appeared here.
Wow, Kunari, I'm amazed. Wow, I never thought of that.
I'm just using 2 fingers, poking one after the other here. That seems to be
Really?
Makes enough sense to
Yes.
me.
Yes. Anyway, my brain is hurting.
mine too.
Let's blow this popsicle stand, shall we?
Oh, a lot of notes to take.
Jody. Jody,
Yes. What is it, Max?
are you... Oh, are you nearby when we get back? We only saw Nathan.
I should just be in the next room, she says.
Good. Let's do this then.
Morgan will raise her staff, and you guys start to gradually come out of your trance. You start to wake up. When you wake up, the floor still feels rather cold, even though you've been lying on it this whole time. For some reason, it's still rather cold, and yeah, you've been on the ground for quite a while, so it's not very comfortable. But Nathan shakes off his trance, and you see Jody walk in, rubbing her eyes. All right. Everybody accounted for? She asks.
Should be.
Yes, everyone's here.
Well, whoa. Let's not do that again.
Yeah.
Nathan surveys the area, and then his eyes looks up towards the ceiling. I think Aldred has gone up to the harrowing chamber.
What?
He's heading. Wait, I'm sorry. I thought we went harrowing chamber. I'm confused.
You guys were in the harrowing chamber.
Mhm.
He wasn't there
So
at the
he's-
time, but he's there now.
So he's
up there.
he's coming towards us, or he's
He's
is
up.
above us?
He is above
He
you.
went past us. He went past us.
Yeah, he went past you.
Okay.
He's up there.
Well, we'll make him pay for ignoring us.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Nathan says,
Yeah.
I don't think he thought that we posed a threat anymore since we were in a trance.
He thought that we'd be beaten by desire demons so simply, all 8 of us.
I guess so. Well, we have a Kunari. We can't lose.
What?
I'll help too!
Yeah.
We also have Cogs, a werewolf with a sense of humor, 3 beautiful, powerful mages.
Yes. Jody and Nathan, you're fit to fight?
We're good to go.
Very good. I unsheathe my sword once again.
Okay.
Whew.
Let's...
And one last thing, steely resolve is what we have. Right, Maximilian?
Indeed. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay.
End this.
So, what is the plan? How are you guys planning on doing this? Are you just gonna rush in, swords ablazing?
Obviously.
Daylight's charge across the minefield. No one will ever see it coming. Sorry.
Would he?
Character question, actually.
Mhm.
How powerful did Justiel say Aldred was?
Jestiel thinks that he will have mentioned that Jestiel would have mentioned that Aldred is pretty powerful now because he's been spending the last 2 years, a year and a half, I guess, sucking all of the energy out of the mage tower. So by now, you probably feel that all 8 of you should be comfortable enough to defeat him. But Jestiel will also have told you that he is very learned in blood magic and might have the ability to take over your mind, which means 8 becomes
Scheiße.
7, becomes 6, becomes 5.
So
Mind
would
control.
he
Then it's
be
5-on-4 at that point.
would he be distracted by something? Perhaps we could.
I actually
also some
have.
stealth.
Yeah. I have military lore.
Mm-hmm.
I know if can I roll that, see if I can get a small hint what might be good.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if there's anything I can
you
roll,
can
but
try. From a military standpoint, you can try.
yeah, because
Not
I don't have
necessarily from a
any.
magical standpoint.
I can help him, giving him an advisement I know on demons with my arcane lore.
Go ahead.
Oh, this is just me like thinking. Think.
I can start relaying information, help him out with that and stuff. So, Should I use should I make an arcane roll or a magic roll?
Whichever's higher for you.
This will like my cunning is really lagging behind now because my magic is so high. So
So use magic. Okay. Between the two of you, Gwenail knows that powerful demons like Aldred should have the ability to summon other demons to even the score. So don't expect that you're just going to go in and being able to focus solely on him the entire time. You can, but you might be overwhelmed. You might need to aggro, yes, no, some of the other demons. You might want to position yourselves in such a way.
Yeah.
If Delwyn is going to say anything about mind control, I can give further information.
Yeah. When you're kind of hashing out strategies, Delwyn will pipe up and say, yeah, another thing, that guy can probably, get in your head, make you attack us, stuff like that.
yes, he's an abomination, of course. He would know blood magic.
Jody pulls out something from her. Belongings and says, "This should help." And she pulls out a scroll. And Nathan says, "Is that the Litany of Adrala?" "It is indeed," she says. I swiped it out of the. First Enchanter's office while we were there.
How will this help us?
This, she says, should help us cancel out attempts at mind control, she says. But one of us has to be focusing on it the entire time, which would essentially take that person out of combat.
Okay.
I don't mind being the one, she says.
Are there any requirements that the person who has to focus on it must have?
Well, she says the person needs to be skilled in the arcane arts, so
I'm out.
Classically, so she says traditionally that would be a mage.
And
Out of character, the mage would have to roll a magic check to be able to successfully use the Litany of Adrala. It has to be used right after a mind control attempt on someone.
Well, Gunail, Nathan, or Jody. So, I've seen Gunail in combat, and you will be valuable to our cause. I see you too, Jody, but you seem comfortable taking this quite important task.
It's not an easy scroll to read, but I should be able to cast it, she says. I should be able to activate it.
Might I look?
You look at it, and it is quite challenging. You are going to have to roll a magic roll. The target number for activating the Litany of Adrala would be 15. You would need to get a 15. Okay?
Okay.
So, continue your planning process.
So, Gunail, what do you think? You or Jody on this scroll thingy?
So with a target number of 17, you said?
15.
15.
15? Oh. Nathaniel would probably be a lot more better off in combat, considering he's a
Arcane warrior.
Arcane warrior.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, what school did we figure out what school they would be using, if any, of the magic?
Spirit.
Yeah.
And I specialize in that, so I would be probably really well suited for that, considering I have a +9 when using this.
That's good.
So
I got a question. Can either of you two, any points to Nathan and Jody, cast healing magic?
I want to say that's a good question. Jody will say I can cast some.
That's good to know.
Are you as adept at it as Gwenail is?
Probably not. My focus is on force.
Right. So with that said, I think the choice is obvious. We don't want our healer sitting there with a scroll all the time.
That's a good point.
I'm fairly confident I should be able to cast it, Jody says. But if I run into trouble, perhaps I can pass it on to Gwenail if we run into problems.
That would
Sounds
be
good.
good. We could just trade out when needed. You definitely have always been able to hit harder than I have.
She says, Gwenail, she says, don't say things like that in front of your friends. It paints me in a very negative light. And Plim leans over to Maximilian and says, actually, I think that paints her in a very good light.
Yeah, Delwyn was
It's
just
gonna
about to say, I think it could be painted in a positive light, depending on who you are.
Gwenail actually says, it's very much a part of your charm.
She smiles.
Well then. Well, everyone, come on, gather around.
Right.
Okay.
So, with the information we've got, it seems that we will be facing more than just Uldred, also some of his minions.
Right.
And it would be foolhardy to ignore them. We're all pretty... I think we know how much damage a demon can do, so... What I'm thinking here is that I will get Uldred's attention as best I can.
Mhm.
Lee and Plim, you're both pretty hard hitters. If there's any more trouble, perhaps you could be our first response to that.
Alright.
Nathan, how good are your magic and combat spells?
Nathan says, I am decent with combat spells, yes.
Very well. Then I think you could be able to help with the demons as well. As long as there's no demons disturbing us, we could just hopefully focus on Uldred. Delwyn, I've seen you fight quite well as well. I would like to have you on my side, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
That's excellent. Jody and Cogs,
Yes!
how would you like to be our support? If you see some of us fail, perhaps you could be there to help us up.
I will be there. Sounds good to me, Jody says. And she smiles at you.
How many of those
Way to
automatons do
take
you
charge.
have?
Go ahead.
No, sorry, you finish your sentence first. Sound like you were saying
Jody
something.
says, sounds good to me. Way to take charge.
I'm asking curiously, how many of those automatons do you have anyway?
How many what? I'm sorry?
The robot thingies, I'll call them.
You ask him how
mech
many?
thingy. How many of those mech thingies do you have anyway?
In my patch right now, about a dozen.
Wow.
Right.
Well, Gwenail, you know what to do. I've seen you in combat as well.
Right, I'll help even the area with my magic as usual.
That's very good. Look, I know no plan ever survives, coming face to face with the enemy. Things will get ugly. There will be frustration, maybe even panic, but stay focused and watch each other's backs and we'll get out of this alive, alright?
Everybody nods in agreement.
Well then, let's go kill ourselves a demon.
As you guys are making your way up the 2 floors, Jody will catch up to Maximilian and say, "Very impressive, Maximilian. Very impressive indeed."
Thank you. I am happy to have such capable people here as well. I hesitate to say under my command, but I would not like to assume things.
I think we're all very grateful to have you under our command.
And I think
Under your command.
Yeah, and I think I am, or actually, we are very grateful to have you here as well.
Yes.
She smiles.
Right.
So,
Oh, Jesus.
you enter the chamber, starting with you two. So you're at the base of the... You're coming up the stairs.
Right.
Yep.
Plim and Delwyn are right behind you. Now, Nathan and Gwenaël, you guys are still down the stairs. So you can't really participate in combat very easily from where you are. But Plim and Lealden, you guys can participate, but your line of sight is obscured a little bit. So you see this hulking giant demon waiting for you as you're emerging.
Oh, correct.
And he, as soon as he spots you, he summons forth a number of ash wraiths. At the beginning of combat, the ash wraiths are just emerging, so they're not going to be able to act in round one.
They'd be in the second round, yeah.
They will be in the second round.
Okay.
Fun.
The other thing that you notice, Delwyn, is that right next to Old Red is a Templar that you immediately recognize as Liam.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh.
Liam seems to be in a trance, though. He doesn't seem to be aware of what's happening around him, or what's happening, period. So, at this position, let's go ahead and roll initiative. What are you doing, Delwyn? You're up front.
Can I make a... I don't think I'd be able to make this roll until he actually used it, but I was wondering if I could make a roll to sense how adept he is at blood magic.
You can. It would probably take up your whole turn, though. If you want to get the results now. If you want to get the results immediately. If you want to get the results at the end of your next turn, you can use a minor action to do that.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, so you still have a standard. But that means you have to use your minor action in the next turn to finish analyzing.
Right, okay, so it splits it minor. Alright, so I'm gonna hit Uldred with a daze spell.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna try to.
No.
You got it.
Is entropy, so...
You're smashing at that, so...
6 plus 8.
Got your back.
Oh, no problem.
yeah.
Whoa. Jesus.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I'm very skilled in entropy magic. Alright,
Indeed.
so...
How come none of us has ever seemed to have gotten the chance to stunt in the magic roll yet? Like, we never roll doubles on any of it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
That's just the way things are meant to
Okay,
be.
so it says here the target makes a willpower self-discipline test versus my spell power.
Okay. I will do that now. Self-discipline.
How
And
was
you get
spell
your-
power calculated again?
It was like... Shoot. I had this in my head a minute ago because I was looking
I
at
could have
mine.
swore it was 10 plus level plus magic score, but I don't know. Oh, 10 plus magic plus the focus if it's applicable.
Which, you have a pretty good magic and you have a focus in it, so...
Yeah,
right?
I'm casting entropy, so the focus applies. So
Yep.
it would be 18.
Nice.
Okay. And if you match it, that means I match.
Oh, don't... Do you have any other bonuses to your magic score, or do you not have anything for that?
That's 6 plus. It's my magic plus my entropy, which is 2.
I know, but I'm saying like I have a stat that gives me +1. So do
I
you
don't
have
have
anything like that?
like that.
Okay.
I think if you match it, then you beat the tie with the dragon die.
I believe so.
And you got a 5 on your dragon die. I unfortunately got a 6.
Damn it.
So that means
If the target succeeds the test, they're slightly confused and they suffer a -1 penalty on all ability tests until the beginning of my next turn.
negative. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so he's got a -1 to any roll he makes.
That's good.
All right.
Because he's coming up.
All right. His turn is next. The Old Dread will act. He will first cast a spell on Maximilian.
Okay.
Um,
Oh no. This is the first time I've got a spell on me.
That wasn't positive.
Also, do you want me to make the stealth check now?
Sure. Yes, go ahead. Maximilian, in the meantime, roll a Constitution Stamina. Constitution Stamina.
That's
check.
what I wanted to do
Right.
earlier. Shoot. Darn. I forgot.
18.
Okay. Spell power is 10. Spell power is 10 plus. What was the spell power?
10 plus magic score plus focus if it's applicable.
Okay.
I
I
do
wanted to-
have +6 on stamina. So please come
That's-
on.
This
They
ruins
pay up.
my positioning. I was going to cast my heroic offense on one of you guys before I was going to go in a front. Completely forgot about that. That would have been helpful.
Well, I'm not moving anywhere anytime soon,
He
so...
Yeah.
attempted to cast Walking Bomb on you, but you managed to resist. Ugh.
that's all you got! I mean...
For
My
his
stealth.
for his next action, the Uldred starts casting a spell focused on Delwyn. Delwyn, you're gonna have to make a willpower self-discipline.
Of course!
Your speciality.
freak out. Remember what I said about chaos and panic. Just stay focused.
I don't have some.
You can do this.
We all know that
Willpower
Delwyn has amazing
score.
self-discipline.
Oh,
13.
oh pretty good for...
Is that a 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Delwyn, you suddenly start. You can feel Eldred invading your mind as he's trying to control you.
Dude, already taken, back off!
Dude, I will kill you!
So unless he is able to, unless somebody's able to interrupt, you are, for all intents and purposes, stunned. You can't do anything, for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
All right, now we move on to the
I'm not being affected by that, right?
the Ashrates. I'm sorry.
Am I being affected by that too? Or...
No, just her.
Single target.
It's a single target. The Ashrates are still being summoned. So now we move on to Plim. Plim will howl, and he will, I guess, go past Maximilian, move through Maximilian.
Yeah.
And pounce, because that's what he does.
Yes.
Rawr.
Did you tell Plim to focus on? Wait, did you tell Plim to focus on the minions or focus on the big guy? What did you tell him?
I tell the minions.
All right. Then he would not. He would have not.
Initially, at least.
I will have him go after this one. Then. Okay.
Yep.
Let me pull out his character sheet.
Rip him apart, Plim.
Okay. Plim makes an attack roll. If he gets a stunt, then he can do awesome stuff, but we'll see.
Come on.
Awesome stuff.
I know I want awesome stuff.
Awesome stuff is great.
Sounds awesome.
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 He will try to go with a claw. That's gonna hit, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's going to hit. Okay. So he does Oh, and he got a stunt too.
Nice. Now we can see
Alright.
awesome stuff.
So first of all, he has 5 points in stunt. So I guess he'll do a
Lethal damage.
overwhelm for 3 silver
Oh.
points, as well as mighty blow is how many?
2, I want to say.
Yeah,
It's
2.
I have the card in front of me.
2.
Yeah.
So that adds another 2d6, or it adds another
1d6.
1d6.
Okay.
Is it brutal blow or what's the name of the one that costs 5?
Lethal blow.
Lethal blow. That was right. Okay.
Lethal blow. That sounds.
Wow,
Lethal
good job,
Subway.
Lynn. He does
Yeah, go, please.
16 damage. 16 damage to the Wraith. Nice. In addition to that, he uses Overwhelm, which means he can perform an Overwhelm stunt which knocks its opponent prone and pins it, giving the werewolf a +2 bonus to further attacks as long as the victim remains pinned. And yeah, so this is basically what happened with Archer before when he got pinned.
Yeah.
So he is
Nice.
pinned. I'll use the arrows to denote the pin.
Nice.
Not only is he knocked prone, but he's also pinned down to the ground with a big. The arrows are pinning him down.
Sweet.
So, Gwenail.
Alright. Okay.
I don't see myself on that turn order.
No, me neither. I can't see me as well.
You're at the very bottom. You're near the bottom. You're 10.
I see 11, 9, then jumps right back up to 18.
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I can see it.
Okay, so
I
that's
can see
important.
it. I can see
That's
it.
all that matters.
I can see it. So,
Okay.
what are you doing, Delwyn? I'm sorry. What are you doing, Gwenail?
Why are our names so easy to confuse? Anyways. Well, actually, I can actually approach up behind and then use that flapper. So, if only I could cast more than one spell. Dang. Let's see.
Let's hope you get a stunt and get fast cast.
Yeah. Yes. I am going to use, since I know he can use ranged attacks and whatnot, Leolden can use ranged attacks. I don't have to worry about him running off into melee range, so I'm going to buffer Maximilian first with Heroic Offense. Let me check my target number for that. Alright, crap.
Bring it on.
So
Nice.
I beat that by 8, and that
Stunt.
is a stunt.
That's a stunt.
Nice.
You have
Magic
3
stunt.
points.
Spell stun! Yes!
Spell stunt.
Finally!
Dun, 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 dun.
Yay!
Yay!
So what do you do with your spell stunt?
Okay, so where's the spell stunt area? First off, Maximilian does get his +1 to strength. So
All right. Well, I marked that.
Bring it on.
where is the spell stunt area? It's been so long since I've actually looked at that.
Well, I have the reference sheet, so I don't. It's in book 2.
Oh.
Okay, I have that open actually. So what page?
I don't know what page
There we go.
it's on. I'm using the reference sheet.
Okay, I'll just use a control FS spell stunt.
I think Mana Shield would be the best option. Because the spell doesn't do damage, so Mighty Spell doesn't apply.
Here we go, we
Skillful
have-
casting, you could do it, reduces the mana cost.
Let's go. Wait, which one did you suggest that reduces mana
Mana
cost?
Shield.
Well, Skillful casting is 2 points, and it reduces the mana cost of the spell by 1. Mana Shield gives you a +2 bonus to defense until the beginning of your next turn
Right.
as residual magic.
Yeah, that's it.
I think. Wait, spell power? I don't think that's gonna do anything to increase the spell
No.
power.
Yeah, increasing the spell power is not going to do anything, because there's not an opposed roll.
Yeah. Okay, so. Let's see how much that spell costs. Get back to that page. So shield, shock, rock, armor, mana drain.
Reminding me.
3, and I believe it cost me 1 extra mana because I'm wearing armor. So,
Yeah.
I'd bring it back down to 3 if I did that, if I used that. I'm not too worried about my defense right now. I've got a bunch of people between me.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Oh, I'm sure something can go wrong, but...
What could go wrong? Delwyn could turn around and grab you by the throat? What could go wrong?
That's a point.
I should calculate the mana.
But that would be meta knowledge, and now I definitely have to use this reduced spell mana because then I feel like I'm cheating by using that. Because I'm like, oh, that's a good point. I choose the armor, therefore I should not use the armor.
Here's a point too.
So just to avoid me feel like I'm using meta knowledge, I'm going to just make my spellcasting cheaper. I hope I do not make a poor I hope I did not make a poor decision there.
Okay, go right
Hope
ahead.
so too.
All right. Is there anything else?
I think I still have like a minor action which I'm just going to hold to just in case I have to run away. So.
Okay. Cogs is next. All right. Cogs comes out from behind. He has a automaton in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
He
There go,
will
robots.
toss one over here, right into the center of the room, and he places a turret
Nice.
right in the center of the room. Here goes nothing.
Hello, friend.
The turret will
Nice.
situate itself.
Oh, Alexander
Cogs
Shepard
recorded
would
all
be
this-
proud.
Cogs recorded all the sound effects for his automatons.
Alright, this red blob is his automaton. Alright, because I can't draw worth anything. I can't draw anything.
How is that? Okay.
Alright, you know what? You know what? Fine. I'll try to do... Here.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And then...
That's
okay.
a thing.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
It's good
Kind
enough.
of like a cannon, kinda.
Kind of like a cannon. Yes, it looks kind of like a cannon.
Sentry mode activated.
Who is next? Liam is next. Alright.
Okay.
Liam. Move forward. Oops, I'm still using the tool. Liam bleeds,
Oh.
apparently. Liam starts bleeding.
Liam has a mysterious foot wound and starts bleeding.
And then... I guess he's going to charge. Yeah, 'cause that's all he can. Charges at Cogs.
Hmm.
Oh, actually... No. He uses... What's that ability that... Sorry, he was over
The
here.
Templars got?
Templars have that ability... It's an area of effect spell. I forgot what it is. Holy Smite? I think it's Holy
Right.
Smite.
Ouch.
Yeah. He's gonna cast Smite, which will end up affecting these people. I don't know if you can see that, but pretty much Max, Lealden, Gwenail, Delwyn, and Cogs will get hit by this. So
Bring it.
everyone, roll me a. Faith was willpower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me a faith roll.
Ah, of course.
Oh boy.
10.
8.
12.
Fire.
Oh boy.
By the way,
Cogs has to roll
oh my
for-
god.
I'm getting a little bit lucky, and my luck's gonna run out soon. I know.
Wow.
it.
You,
Bring on-
of all people to roll well on a faith roll,
Ray, do you think Ray can use any of your stun for anything?
for a willpower roll, maybe.
like since we're doing like a test against something, I don't know if there's a
Okay.
later. I guess we'll figure it out.
All right. I don't think anyone succeeded. All right.
Good hits.
So everyone is going to take.
I don't think even with a bunch of stunts I could do anything with it either. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was a good roll. All of you take 9 points of damage.
That ignores armor, I guess.
That will ignore armor. If you are a mage,
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
No.
If you are a mage, which is basically the bottom 3, including Cogs, because he's sort of magey.
Okay.
You guys are stunned.
Ouch.
Ooh.
And you will have to make a willpower roll each round to become unstunned.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, I'm double stunned.
Fortunately, the target number for the willpower roll is not as large. It's not as large as the original roll. So you have a chance. So
Okay.
Ouch.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
9
was
points.
Bring it.
Wow.
All right. Next is Jody.
Okay, Jody. Don't fail us.
Wait, no, Jody has a.
The book.
No, so what was her initiative?
Jody is a 10, but her dragon die was
Was better
higher
than
than yours.
Okay, basically the turn order graph for me is going completely messed up. It's showing me right now that it's Nathan's turn, but I'm just not paying attention to it right now. It's Jody's turn.
It's Jody's turn.
I'm exceedingly worried if Liam has the journeyman level of Templar,
Yeah.
because then his attacks can drain mana off of mages.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's scary.
Mhm.
Jody needs
Find out.
line of sight, so she's going to move here. She is now going to attempt the litany. Hopefully she'll make. I said
Come on.
I said 15, right?
Yeah.
Almost positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely worried if he has a master rank, because he can dispel ongoing effects.
Oh, do you think that would affect? Do you think that would apply to the litany then, Charlie?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it would.
Let's hope
Actually.
not. Especially since it's plot specific and all that stuff.
I think it might.
Chances are she should be able to. I think she got it. Nice.
Oh. Phew.
Okay, so
Now you're only single stunned.
now you're only
There you are.
single stunned. Don't worry.
Now I just feel dizzy instead of somebody's roaming around in my head.
Okay.
Yay!
Leildon, you're up.
All right.
Right, Lee.
Okay. I'm going to spread out now so that in case they target me, none of that group effects can affect the other people.
Okay.
And I plan to, I guess, engage, keep my distance like around. Yeah, here should be safe enough. I'm going to begin engaging that Ash right there.
Okay. Go ahead.
Is it possible for me to take aim and fire at something that is not all the way there?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Let's take aim with my short bow, and let's fire, and let's go with a dex thing to try and hit it with an arrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get a +1
You-
bonus to this because it's still being summoned, actually. So you get a bonus to the attack roll.
This is true. I also get a +2 bonus from aiming.
So yeah, so it's a +3 total. You should be able to hit this thing.
I think both. Oh, okay. So move and aim. Okay. You can take 2 minor actions.
Oh no, you can't. You can't take.
Can't
two
take 2.
minor. You can take a
Well,
move and then a regular action.
Okay, then I'll move and then just I guess hip
You
fire.
have to move? I mean, I'm curious, do you have to move? I mean, he's kind of
I
right
move-
there.
I'm wanting to move. I'm wanting to specifically
You'd
move. 'cause
have
I don't
to move.
want
Nathan's
just-
disrupting line of sight.
Yeah. he
that,
does.
and also I'm specifically wanting to move because I don't want if if Liam tries to
You want to
attack
be out
me,
of
I
area
want
effects.
yeah, I want to be spread the group up a bit.
Smart.
So I guess I'll just
Fire!
yeah, I'll do the equivalent of what's it? Freaking running and hip firing with a bow. If that's a thing. So I still get the +3 and I still get the +1 because you said he's still being summoned. What? Oh,
Stun.
I sense level
Stunts.
3.
stunts.
Also,
I see stunts.
also 3, 3, 3, 3, 1.
Is that a
Will that
hit?
hit? Will
I'm
that hit?
checking. I'm
I
checking.
would like that to be a hit.
Oh, unfortunately, that did not hit. His defense
Dang
is
it.
too high.
Stuns.
You
Knight
can.
move
Can
that
he
to
just can he just stun
you don't
right?
hit, you can't. You don't hit. You can't use your stunt points.
Look at those stun. Look at
Yeah.
that setup.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
you
so
needed to roll higher.
disappointing.
Fine.
All right.
I lose an arrow.
Nathan's up. Nathan will come out. Get in front. So Nathan, he still has his swords out, but he begins casting a spell. The demon looks like it's about to emerge from its summoning, but it then screeches and disappears.
Whoa!
Almost
okay.
like Nathan just totally interrupted the summoning from the fade.
Sweet!
Just said, nope, denied. Can't come in.
Nice.
That's his
Nathan's
turn.
snap.
Inspiration with sass.
I'm
Did
sorry.
access
You
denied.
weren't invited to this party.
Max, you're up.
Alright, I can do
You
something.
are.
How far do I need to go to make contact with Aldred? 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yep.
Bam.
Right there.
Okay, charge and aim. Just gotta
Okay.
mow through right. Okay, let's see. Here comes attack roll. And
Not as big as I
heroic.
thought.
Yeah, and heroic. What's it called?
Offense.
That'll
Heroic
give you a
offense.
+1 to your strength.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's 9. Kablam!
Holy!
Oh. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Kablam and
Okay.
That
Wow.
will hit.
Brilliant.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So what happens? What are you?
I'll
Damage.
use damage, yeah, so plus damage as well. And 2 frost damage that ignores armor.
Very nice.
Aww. 13.
All right.
Could have been worse.
That's
Could've been
pretty
worse.
good. That's at least
Average.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, he took some damage. All right. Is there anything else?
No stunts points. I'm afraid.
Delwyn, go ahead and roll me a willpower self-discipline roll to try to break out of the stun.
So we all have to make this roll. All us mage types have to make this roll,
At the
and cogs.
beginning of your turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you rolling so well on your discipline? Willpower?
Why am I rolling
Alright.
so well on a roll that I don't get any bonuses to?
That's what I'm saying. You're like all your willpower checks. You're like suddenly, because of presence of hot guy, I'm doing better. Nathaniel gives you a bonus
Alright.
for looking at him.
Delwyn, you are now not stunned. Uldred's turn.
Hooray!
Come on.
Uldred is going to attack Maximilian.
Angelot,
Yes.
I can move Jody.
You can move Jody?
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright,
I was
that's
just clicking
fine.
on characters, and apparently I can move her.
Alright. Don't though, but okay.
I won't. I'm just like I wasn't sure. I was like, that's odd. Can anyone else do
no, no, it actually makes sense because I can move Liam.
that?
It's because we have access to our own background NPCs character sheets, so we also have access to the tokens.
Now why can I move Max?
Hey. I'm your background NPC.
What is your Max? What is your defense?
14.
Okay, he will hit.
Yep.
Dealing.
Here comes the pain. Whoa.
Oh, not too bad. Hit 6. Hit 6.
Do I
Not
get
great.
to reduce with armor?
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
have 5 armor, so
He's
that's-
attacking with his claws, so yes, you can absorb.
Okay, so 1 hit point
You
damage.
took 1. Ding!
Yeah.
Ah!
I
Scratch across his cheek.
love that sound.
He's then going to cast a spell on Plim.
Ooh, this guy's nasty.
Yeah. Plim goes, ah! He grabs his head and he's
Uh-oh.
Now
trying
that
to
I'm
break out
not
of the trance.
stunned, can I make the roll to determine his?
Yes, I will let you do that. Yes, I will let you do that. Go ahead.
Especially after you've just been under the thumb of it yourself.
Okay. So with the 21, specifically, you want to know how well he can cast spells? Specific spells? Is that what are
I
you
want to
trying
know
figure out?
how experienced he is with blood magic.
You're lucky.
He seems quite experienced. I would he would be, I would say, there's journeyman,
There's
Like,
novice,
there's-
journeyman, and the master.
the master. Yeah, he would be master. He would be a master. He's quite formidable.
Well,